Moving on to Section 9, compensation of the board. The chairman, the vice chairman, and members of the board shall receive compensation comparable to the compensation received by existing regulatory boards. Under the Professional Regulation Commission, computed on the basis of the number of examinees or candidates. For example, compensation data based on experience. The average chairman of the board gross salary in Philippines is 1,531,545 or an equivalent hourly rate of 736. In addition, they earn an average bonus of $233,714. Salary estimates based on salary survey data collected directly from employers and anonymous employees in Philippines. An entry-level chairman of board 1 to 3 years of experience earns an average salary of 997,891. On the other end, a senior level chairman of the board, 18 above years of experience, earns an average salary of 2,421,655. Section 10, supervision of the board and custodian of its record. The board shall be under the supervision and control of the commission. All records, including applications for examination papers and results, minutes and deliberation, administrative cases and investigative cases and investigations involving professional teachers shall be kept by the Commission. Section 11, Secretarial and Support Services. The Professional Regulation Commission, through its chairman, shall provide the secretarial and other support services to implement effectively the provisions of this Act. Section 12, removal of a board member. The chairman or any member of the board may be removed by the President of the Philippines upon recommendation of the Commission for neglect of duty, incompetence, unprofessional, unethical, immoral, or dishonorable conduct, commission, or toleration of irregularities in the examination, after having been given the opportunity to defend himself in a proper administrative investigation. In the course of investigation, the President may preventively suspend the respondent. Article 3, Examination and Registration. Section 13, Examination, Registration, and License required except as otherwise specifically allowed under the provision of this Act. All applicants for registration as professional teachers shall be required to undergo a written examination which shall be given at least once a year in such places and dates as the board may determine upon approval by the Commission. A valid certificate of registration and a valid professional license from the Commission are required before any person is allowed to practice as a professional teacher in the Philippines, except as otherwise allowed under this act. Section 14, Scope of Examination. The examinations for the elementary and secondary school teachers shall be separate. The examination for teachers in the elementary level shall consist of two parts, namely professional education and general education. For teachers in the secondary level shall consist of three parts, namely professional education, general education, and field of specialization. Section 15, Qualification Requirements of Applicants. Number. Applicants shall be admitted to take the examination unless on the date of filing of the application he shall be complied with the following requirements. A citizen of the Philippines or an alien whose country has reciprocity with the Philippines in the practice of the teaching profession. B. At least 18 years of age. C. In good health and good reputation with high moral values. D. Has not been convicted by final judgment by a court for an offense involving moral turpitude. And E. A graduate of school, college, or university recognized by the government and possesses the minimum educational qualifications as follows. First, for teachers in preschool, a bachelor's degree in early childhood education or its equivalent. Second, for teachers in the elementary grades, a bachelor's degree in elementary education, BC-Ed, or its equivalent. Third, for teachers in the secondary grades, a bachelor's degree in education or its equivalent with a major and minor, or a bachelor's degree in arts and sciences with at least 10 units in professional education. And fourth, for teachers of vocational and two-year technical courses, a bachelor's degree in the field of specialization or its equivalent with at least 18 units in professional education. And Section 16, Report of the results of the examination. The board shall within the 120 days after examination report the ratings obtained by each candidate to the Professional Regulation Commission for approval and appropriate action. Next, Section 17, in Insurance of Certificate or Registration and Professional License. The registration of a professional teacher commences from the date his name is enrolled in the roster of professional teachers. Every registrant who has satisfactorily met all the requirements specified in this act shall, upon payment of the registration fee, be issued a certificate or registration as a professional teacher bearing the full name of the registrant with serial number and date of issuance signed by the chairman of the commission and the chairman, vice chairman, and members of the board, stamped with the official seal as evidence that the person named therein is titled to practice the profession with all the rights and the privileges apportioned thereto. The certificate shall remain in full force and effect until withdrawn, suspended, and or revoked in accordance with the law. A professional license signed by the chairman of the commission and bearing the registration number and date of issuance thereof and the month of expiry or renewability shall likewise be issued to every registrant who has paid the annual registration fees for 3 consecutive years. This license shall serve as evidence that licensed can lawfully practice his profession until the expiration of its validity. Section 18. Oath before practice. Every registrant shall be required to take his professional oath before practicing as a professional teacher. All successful candidates in the examination shall be required to take an oath of profession before the board or any government official authorized to administer oaths prior to entering upon the nursing practice.